Hey everybody, this is Tyler aka Grand Lethal 16, and we have Vic Mignogna on board.
Hey Tyler, how are you, buddy?
Fantastic, fantastic. So how did you get here at SakuraCon?
Dude, I don't know. I just love this convention. I've been begging them, you know, send a little money to the con chair. Mm-hmm. It works.
I love it, I love it.
Bribery works.
You've been coming...
No, don't quote me. No, actually, I have been coming to this show for years. And every couple of years I get to come back, and I love any opportunity to be here. So 20th anniversary, got to be here.
Speaking as we're 20 years into SakuraCon now, do you have any notable SakuraCon stories? Anything crazy, zany?
You know, I was telling my my guest relations handler as we were walking to my panel today. I know this space. I remember this convention space, and we were walking down the hallway. I'm like, in that room. I did a Q&A session years ago where I came out in my Captain Kirk, in my uniform, in my Star Trek uniform. And this was long before I even started the web series that I have now. And then I remembered like the autograph session, and I remember the room it was in, and the people here, and I remember where the press room was. Back then it was over there. But yes, just awesome, awesome people and a lot of memories.
Did you ever envision this level of success when you were just starting out in voice acting?
No, absolutely not. I never imagined that. I don't think I ever even imagined that anything would ever come of it. When I played the first role that I played, I thought, well, that was fun. That was a one-time weird thing to do one time, and now I'm going to go back to my life writing music and video and film production and whatever. So when they called me back to do another anime series, and then another, and another, and another, and then I met people from another studio, and they asked me to play a role here, play a role there, and then another studio, and then anime conventions. I have been in a constant state of awe that it's been what it has been, that it has grown into what it has grown into, and that I have been blessed enough to be on the ground level back when it kind of took off. I didn't plan it, I didn't expect it, so I'm extremely grateful.
How have the fans impacted your career?
More than I can tell you. The fans have been so wonderful. I often tease other actors when I do like Comic-Cons with like big stars, like big celebrities, and I'll always tease them a little bit because I'll have a really nice autograph line in front of me, and they're sitting over there like signing one or two, and I'm always teasing them like, well, yeah, you know, you're making millions of dollars and you're making the money, and I'm not making really much money at all, but these people are awesome. Like the anime fans are so supportive and they're so enthusiastic. And I'm very, very proud and very honored, humbled, I should say, humbled to be part of it, because I'm just blown away by their support and their kindness.
What is the easiest voice acting role you've had? Maybe one that seems in well with your personality, a character that embodies how you would approach any challenge or just meeting a new person?
Well, I'd like to say Tamaki from Ouran High School. And also Phi from Tsubasa was a really great character to play. He's even-tempered. I'm not even-tempered. I'm Italian. And then there was a character in a very obscure show that I played in years ago. The show was called Princess Nine. It was about high school girls baseball team. And I was the captain of the high school boys baseball team, who was in love with the captain of the girls baseball team. And I loved that character. His name was Hiroki Takasugi. I loved him so much, and I loved that show so much, and it felt so familiar to me that I actually went to a sporting goods store in Houston and I hired them to make me a baseball jersey that looked exactly like Tamaki's in the show.
That's crazy.
And I wore it every time I went to the studio to record Princess Nine. I would wear my Kisaragi High School baseball jersey. Yeah, man, like in his costume.
Has there been any particularly challenging voice role, maybe one that took a little bit more out of you to get in the mind space or the...
Just one of the most challenging is Broly from Dragon Ball Z. I mean, there's just no getting around it. He doesn't sound like this. You know, he's low and angry and hard on the throat.
I bet.
Honestly think that my singing voice has probably suffered from a lot of the yelling and effort that you put into some of the characters. You know, it's a hazard of the trade. You know, it's a risk we all take. But yeah, Broly was a tough one. It wasn't hard to get into his emotional mind space because he doesn't really have that big a one.
Yeah.
But he certainly yells a lot. That was the hard part.
Speaking of Broly, doing Dragon Ball Z characters can always be a challenge. Do you have any certain methods you use to bring physicality to more dynamic characters?
You know, what's funny is that I don't have any method to bring any physicality, but what I will tell you is that whenever I record Broly, we record for 10 minutes, and then we break for 5 minutes. And then we record for 10 minutes, and then we break for 5 minutes. Because it's so strenuous on the voice that if you do it for an extended period of time, you'll lose your voice. And your voice will be gone for a week. You know what I mean? And you can't afford to lose your voice as a voice actor for a week. So we take it easy, a little bit at a time. Fortunately, he doesn't say much.
Fortunately.
Kakarot, there. I just quoted everything Broly's ever said.
Do you have any dream role that you'd love to knock out before voice acting comes to an end?
No, I don't have any specific dream role. I'm kind of getting to play my dream role on my web series, Star Trek Continues. Getting to play Captain Kirk is a childhood dream, and that's live action. But as far as voice acting, I don't know enough about what's out there to have a dream role. I would love to, if there was ever a reincarnation of Speed Racer, I would love to play Speed Racer because I loved that show when I was a kid, so it would be really neat to be a part of it. But I just love telling good stories. And whenever the fans come and go, hey, have you heard of fill in the blank? I'm like, no, is it good? And they'll tell me all about it, and they'll tell me what character they think I should play. And that's how I kind of, that's my ear to the pavement. That's my inside, track on what's going on and what's good. So.
Last year, Chuck Huber told me a little bit about Star Trek Continues. So is it down in Georgia, I believe you said? Or?
Well, our studio is in South Georgia. We have a 19,000 square foot studio in South Georgia where we've completely rebuilt the entire soundstage from the original series of Star Trek. It's amazing. Like, no amount of word description can fully communicate how amazing and euphoric it is to walk onto that set and to go in each room and go, oh my God, it's a transporter room. And you can walk right up on the platform, look around, and then walk down the hallway and into the briefing room, into the sick bay, onto the bridge. It's amazing.
You see a lot of people that have hobbies that they turn into careers, and then they say that, like...
That's not Tyler, by the way. Tyler's changed his voice.
Oh, no, it's still Tyler.
Tyler, you look beautiful.
Thank you. And then they change their hobby into their career, and then they don't want to do it as a hobby anymore. So do you find that as a voice actor, do you just, on your off time, do you not want to talk?
That may be one of the most brilliant questions I've heard in a long time.
Thank you.
Is that your hobby becomes your career, and do you go back and do your hobby anymore? Probably not, actually. I I probably, as you said, I probably don't do a lot of the things that I used to do for fun because I do them more now professionally.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten so busy with Star Trek and voice acting that I haven't played the piano in a while. Or sung. And it's certainly not for lack of love for it. Every time I see a piano, I'm like, I should go and play that because it's been a while. And you don't want that skill to kind of fall by the wayside and suddenly you're like, oh my God, I don't even remember how to do this anymore. Yeah, without use, it atrophies. Exactly. So I think there probably is an element of that you do something so much professionally that you don't do it when you're, or you get busy with something professionally that certain things kind of fall by the wayside. Yeah.
Any upcoming maybe non-voice acting projects or conventions this year?
Well, I have a lot of conventions set up. I love doing conventions. I love meeting fans. I love talking about work that I'm doing. I love sharing what I've done with people. If you think about it, as a voice actor, you record in a box, and there's nobody there. So if I say something that is supposed to be heartbreaking, ain't nobody crying, right? If I say something that's supposed to be funny, guess what? Nobody's laughing. You're alone in a recording booth. So unlike theater, where you've got an audience that's reacting immediately, you have that instant connection. You don't get that as a voice actor. The conventions are kind of that part of the equation. They are the audience portion of the performance, where you get to talk to people about what they enjoyed about this show you did, or what moved them about this character you played. I cherish that a lot. So I do a lot of conventions, and I make no apology for it. People tease me sometimes, dude, what are you doing, 40 conventions this year? Yeah, if I can, because I love it. And I hope I never get tired of it. I hope people don't ever get tired of seeing me at conventions. But I have a lot of those lined up, and finishing up the last 3 episodes of Star Trek Continues. We've shot our final 3 episodes. They are, as we say, in the can. But we are now editing them and doing all of the effects, sound design, all the post-production. And they will all be released this year.
Awesome. Well, we're out of time. That's all the questions we have time for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tyler and Lady Tyler. Thank you so much, you guys.
Okay.
You